story.
Over 25 years of experience telling people's stories. Wayne's World, Wednesdays on CBS 6 News at 11. CBS 6 News at 4 starts now.
And right now at 4, a former psychotherapist accused of sex crimes makes an appearance in New Kent County Court when he's set to go on trial. But first, we have some breaking news to tell you about out of Chesterfield, where school officials say some students can return to in-person learning later this month. Thanks for joining us here on this Monday at 4 o'clock. I'm Rob Zier, along with Julie Bragg and Bree Season. Now, CBS 6's Cameron Thompson joins us now live, where the school board just got the okay to do this. He has more. Cameron?
Yeah, Rob, that okay came from the health committee that the school board picked to guide them on this issue of when they can start safely returning some students to in-person instruction. And as such, with this okay, on September 29th, the first cohort of students or group of students will begin some in-person instruction. Now, that first cohort is comprised of special education level 2 students based off of their individualized education programs. And at the top level, that could be up to 1,800 students, assuming all parents want to send their kids back. And if they did, they would be instructions in person on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays. Wednesdays would be virtual lessons while the schools are deep clean. Now, the committee says the metrics that they have been watching that will guide them on this, while some of them have increased slightly since the last time they looked at the data, including cases per 100,000 and percent positivity. They say Chesterfield County is outperforming the rest of the region, so they feel confident in going forward. Now, here is Superintendent Dr. Mervyn Doherty on his feelings about the school decision starting to move forward with that first cohort, plus how they will allow parents to keep their children home if they don't feel comfortable about sending them to school quite yet.
I'm excited. I think everybody is. You know, it's a pandemic that nobody's used to, and everybody's working their way through it. But I do think that it's a great opportunity to have some students come back who are really excited about coming back. And we do understand that there's two sides. The side that I would like my child to stay home, and there's a side that I'd like my child to come back to school. So we want to honor the parents and the students in both areas.
Now, going forward, the health committee will look at the data every 2 weeks and make a decision on whether the next cohort can move forward with some in-person instruction. If there is no delay and the data doesn't say they need to slow down, then that last group or cohort should begin some in-person instruction by early to mid-November. Working for you in Chesterfield County, Cameron Thompson, CBS 6 News.
A trial date is set for the former psychotherapist of a New Kent Children's Hospital facing sex charges. CBS 6's Laura French was in court this morning for Herschel Mickey Hardin's status hearing.
Returned to New Kent Circuit Court February 10th after he waived his right this morning to a speedy trial. That's exactly 1 year after the 72-year-old was charged with 2 counts of object sexual penetration by force. Investigators say the crimes happened in 2018 and 2019 while Hardin was a psychotherapist at Cumberland Hospital. They say that the victim was a former female patient. The Virginia Attorney General's office is prosecuting the case against Hardin, who remains out on bond. You'll recall the court warned Hardin back in July his bond was in jeopardy of being revoked if his wife had further contact with his alleged victim. As we first reported, Virginia State Police have been investigating multiple allegations of abuse and neglect at Cumberland Hospital since 2017. Again, that 2-day trial begins February 10th at 9 a.m. Working for you, Laura French, CBS 6 News.
And we have breaking news out of Richmond. Police have arrested a teenager for a shooting in Gilpin Court. They say the 14-year-old boy, whose name will not be released because he's a juvenile, is charged with malicious wounding and use of a firearm in the commission of a felony. Police say Sunday, September 6th, the teen shot an adult man along St. James Street. The man was taken to the hospital with life-threatening injuries. Police did not give an update on that man's condition. Richmond police have identified a man killed early Friday morning. Officers say they were called to East Blake Lane near Hull Street and East Broad Rock Road around 12:30 a.m. for the report of a shooting. They say when they got there, they found Jeremiah Darden Jr. in the roadway with life-threatening injuries. He was taken to the hospital, and that's where he died. Anyone with information about what happened is asked to call police.
Chesterfield police arrest a man for a weekend shooting along the Midlothian Turnpike. 37-year-old Michael Dabney of Richmond is facing charges of attempted murder and malicious wounding for that late Friday incident. According to investigators, he opened fire on a woman inside a car on Midlothian Turnpike near Johnston Willis Hospital. The woman suffered what we're told are life-threatening injuries. Police say the suspect and the victim knew each other.
Richmond police are asking the public's help to identify 3 suspects wanted for crimes committed during rioting in the city earlier this year. First, the man you see in this dark tank top is wanted for arson in an incident in the alley off of the 500 block of North Harrison Street on May 31st. This next picture is of a man suspected of arson and vandalism on July 25th. Investigators say although he had a bandana over his face, he has a distinctive tattoo on his right arm that you see there. And then there's this woman seen here in a sweatshirt. She's wanted of assault and vandalism in the 2400 block of Monument Avenue last month. Now, if you recognize any of